Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my Sentai reviews. This time it is the first episode of Ohsama Sentai King Ohger. I am the king. Let's get into the episode. So the episode opens with a brief history that 2,000 years ago they were at war with the Bugnarok when 5 heroes and the spirit of King Ohger got together and they managed to beat back the Bugnarok. But after 2,000 years, they were going to come back. And now they face that time. Cut to present day, Shugoron. We see a thriving city, complete with giant robot bugs and a bunch of people celebrating. Apparently it's a signatory event. Not that the young girl knows what that is, but it means all 5 kings are getting together and everyone's celebrating that. Away from the hustle and bustle of the celebration, King Rackles is waiting for the other kings. As we get our first view of the other kings, first we see Queen Himeno from Ishibana. A woman more concerned with putting on her makeup and what she wants, saying there's nothing more important than what she asked for. Next up it's Tufu and Takitaki Castle, and we get Lord Kagaragi as he inspects the food from his kingdom. Following that we get Rita in a frozen ice palace, and finally in Kosopa and Peta Castle we get the final king. Swallowed up by Tombo, he flies inside his giant insect. It's a Shugodan, along with all the others. As the 4 kings march along, it's pointed out that their swords are the signs of true kings, as they're welcomed by King Rackles' aid to Shugodan. As Queen Himeno talks about being made to walk, it's pointed out that the sight of such rulers does bring hope to the populace. Out in the sticks, you got someone calling us an evil king to let go of someone. As out comes a black-robed figure, the wicked king Gira, holding the girl we saw before. And her fear really doesn't seem to be that much, as he waves his wooden sword. It turns out they're just playing at being King Ohger. As the inevitable happens and the taxman turns up, Gira goes up and joins the guy. As the kids, calling themselves King Ohger, attack the evil King Gira and the taxman, causing him to run off. And the kids celebrate justice prevailing. As Gira's warns that he should be careful because if he's caught, the kids might end up without a home, he says that he's sure Rackles isn't that bad and he only wants what's best for his people. Whereas at the same time in the castle, the 4 kings have reached Rackles' throne room. As King Rackles of Shugodan swears his life to his kingdom and the people of Terra, he asks them to take up their swords, but Yanma refuses, having a problem with Rackles having control over King Ohger, stating that Shugodan is where it all began, and that without God Kuwagata, King Ohger cannot be revived. It only makes sense that for Rackles to be in charge. Yanma disagrees though. He's the one who converted God Kuwagata to electric power after it hadn't moved for almost 2,000 years. saying Rackles is just using the prophecy in order to grab power. As Rackles says he's the one after power, before Yanma gets up to leave. Back in the sticks, the kids are having some food, and one boy said he's still hungry and he'd love to have some rainbow Gira, as Gira gives him his piece of bread, before the ground starts rumbling, and the sissy, the bugs, flee, as looking up and over the wall, giant Bugnarok approach. With the city walls destroyed in a smash, the populace run for cover and safety as the King Ohger transform, with the exception of Rackles. Out on the battlefield, the King Ohger are fighting the Bugnarok army, with some of them becoming giants. Gira runs through the city, leading Kagane and the young boy, but some masonry from a destroyed building falls down and she gets hurt. But she says it's okay because the king will protect us before she loses consciousness. And they're protected by the yellow King Ohger. Gira somehow makes it into the castle and approaches the king. When asked who he is and how he gets there, he asks what Rackles is doing there when the town's under attack. Rackles blames Yanma, says his rejection of God Kuwagata's awakening, and once the Bugnarok are defeated, they're going to invade in Kosopa. As Rackles walks down towards Gira, he says he must unite the 5 kingdoms, starting with Kosopa, then Ishibana, Tofu and Gokhan, taking over the world no matter the cost. As Gira questions, shouldn't a king protect its people? Rackles replies, the people are a means, but he is the nation. As Gira charges him and rips off his mantle. But then Rackles notices his sword is also missing. As Gira slowly stands, with burning projectiles smashing through walls and towers, the city is besieged, as Yanma himself is trying to wake God Kuwagata, but without any success. As Gira points the sword at Rackles, as Rackles very calmly asks if he knows what it means to point a sword at his king, saying it makes himself a traitor and the entire world will be his enemy. As Gira stands there, it says that works for him, saying Rackles' justice is stupid, dull and revolting. If sacrificing children is justice, then he will be the evil that shatters it. Putting on King Rackles' mantle, he announces himself, the name of Rackles' doom, Gira, the Tyrant King. And as he raises his sword, God Kuwagata awakens. Transported in the golden lights outside the castle, Gira comes face to face with God Kuwagata. And they seem to communicate, as Gira says he likes him as well. As Rackles says it's impossible, Gira stands up, raises the sword, and transforms. Plucking the different parts of the sword one by one, with the tune building, until he becomes Kuwagata Ohger. With a red light shining, he goes inside the shoe god, and connecting up to a mechanical apparatus, yes, all the shoe gods combine into King Ohger. As the other King Ohgers watch on, Gira pilots King Ohger into battle. Fighting a monster that resembles a giant woodlouse, he's attacked by a load of pillbugs, destroying quite a few buildings in the area. But unharmed, King Ohger rushes in and attacks with its sword. As his sword gets separated, he calls out and the shoe god separates, with God Kurogata grabbing the monster and throwing it before they recombine back into King Ohger, shooting it with some spider webs, trapping it from its chest spider, and then going in for the finish. Leaving King Ohger and powering down, Gira looks on as the shoe gods go about their day and the different kings look around themselves. As Gira shouts out that he's going to conquer the world, as he's surrounded by soldiers, and Rackles is heard saying that as soon as he's captured, he will be executed. Okay, so Ohsama Sentai King Ohger, I have to say, is, especially out of the recent Sentai shows, series, it is easily probably my actual favourite. It's very close between King Ohger and Don Brothers, but I have to say it's gotta be King Ohger. When we first saw the King Ohger mecha at the end of Don Brothers, my reaction was just, I have to have that. And it was the first mecha that I got while the Sentai series was ongoing. This cat is so affectionate. I don't know if you can hear it. She is literally purring her head off right now. Now, as an opening, this sets a lot of stuff up. You've got King Rackles, who, just to prove a point, is willing to sacrifice his people. And then he will invade every other kingdom just so he's got the power. And he will unite the world, even if it means he's the king of it. You've got Yanma, President Yanmagast, who, come here, obviously is extremely smart, has a lot of, yes, who's extremely smart, knows a lot about the shoe gods, although apparently not enough about got shoe god Kurogata. You've got Queen Himeno, who wants things her own way and seems to be a very selfish person. You've got the one whose name I can never remember, whose kingdom deals with all the foods. And then you've got Rita as well, who we do find more about her later on, but early on, you know, she comes off as quite a strict person, and it was Kaguragi that I couldn't remember. Yeah, she comes off as a very strict person, but she's a softer person is lit on, which we find out later in the series. I mean, like I say, this is one of my favourites. The storyline of this show, obviously done in two parts, like the first half of the show and the second half of the season. I absolutely love it. I wish I had all the mecha for this season. Even if I just get the tarantula, I'd be happy with that. Just to go on, so I've got the next stage of it. God, Caucasus is just way too expensive and too big. I don't have the space, but I do have like that version there, which I'll probably do a review on the toys at some point soon. But yeah, it feels like rewatching, like, this first episode is over before it starts. But I think that's just a show of just how good it is. And the music cues are so good. I mean, the amount of times since I started watching King Ohger, what, just over 2 years ago now? The amount of times I've just sort of gone to that King Ohger, or King of Kings, or any of the other King things. It just gets in your head. It's a little brain worm. It gets in your head. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, exactly. See, a little bit of a like agreement from Luna here. I will see you guys next time with some more Sentai, or possibly even toy reviews. See ya.